104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And Ding Dong. Ryan. 104.1 KRBE. Good morning.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Wednesday, February 21st of 2024, and it's the gang at 6:03 a.m. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam.
It's all of us. This is the first time we've all been together in one room.
What, since last Thursday?
Yeah.
We were here Thursday.
Yeah,
Sam
it's
was
been
here
5
Thursday.
days.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Sam,
because I wasn't here Friday.
6
neither
days.
was I.
Yeah.
You guys were off on Monday.
And then I wasn't here yesterday because I was in...
Yeah, Sausage Fest Friday. But you guys,
It was just Eric, Kevin, and myself.
sausage party.
Did y'all give away hot dogs, or like, what exactly
Right.
does that mean?
Yeah.
I wished.
Did you learn?
Did y'all try it Tuesday with all the new sausage on a stick out of the rodeo coming out?
Did you learn all about history again?
Again, yes.
Did you have it
Well,
reinforced?
that's one subject, Kevin, that doesn't change.
I took my my second child, to Virginia for this school trip where they go to Jamestown and, you know, Monticello's the home of Thomas Jefferson, and we saw all the American Revolutionary things.
Did you get on the
Museums.
Nina Ben Pinta in the Santa Maria
That wasn't there, no.
at Jamestown?
That's Columbus. That's not what they're called. There's something else. They're called something else. I can't remember their name, but she said that. No, they're not the Nina Pinta in Santa Maria. They're not those.
Kevin, you were giving us
Yeah, you were giving us
inaccurate
that
history info.
Fake news
It's
over
not
here.
those.
Fake
It's not
news,
those.
What are you,
fake
my-
history.
My third
maybe
grade teacher, Mrs.
maybe
J
in the
over here.
maybe in the 70s they had him there.
No, those are the same three ships they've had forever.
What are
And
the
I-
ships?
It's when they came over here.
Like slave
when
ships
the
or something?
No,
Or
when
they-
the settlers came here to land in Jamestown and make colonies. Like, you know, they decided to leave King George and say, we're going over to this new land. Here's where we are. And I still don't know my details, but Plymouth Rock didn't happen for a long time after this. Like, they were the first settlers. These were the first ones that came over here and said, we're going to leave Britain and we're going to just make this new land our thing. And now we have to fight the British for the land. And we have to fight the indigenous people. And we have to fight like 3 different groups to try and make a life here.
Well, that's why it came off as the Nina Pinta Santa
No,
Maria.
it's not. I'm just Googling it right now, Kevin.
one is it?
You're a couple hundred years off.
Yeah.
It says that
1492 was Columbus.
Yeah, these
We're talking
ships-
1700s.
these ships date to 1602.
Yeah. And then Jamestown and all that. So Jamestown settlement.
Oh,
I
it's
just
the
learned all about
Susan
that.
Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
But
Those
Jamestown
are
is
Susan
like,
Constant.
is it just basically a city museum?
No.
Or is it a town where you actually people live in and then they
It's a
drive
small
their
town
Tesla?
now. No, it's a small town now where people live there. But Jamestown was the first like little city, and then they moved it to Williamsburg. Like they moved it over to Williamsburg, which is not too far from there, and made that the capital. And that's where they started like industry and silversmith and blacksmith and wheel making and wagons and all that. But Jamestown was where they first came. They made these little colonies, and they lived with the indigenous people.
That's cool. You got to see it though.
And then they moved to Williamsburg.
I would
where all
never go on
that-
vacation there. Like
That's what I'm saying. And that's what all the parents and I said too. This is not something that we would use our vacation days for in a real setting with like the whole family to do a 6-day trip here. You know, I mean, it's nice to see it, but there are so many other places that you probably want to go on your family vacation that it's nice to take advantage of an opportunity for the school to give you the chance to go with your child to go learn this with their teachers. So it was the teachers and as many parents as could come along that wanted to come along, and then the kids, as opposed to some of these school trips that maybe some people listening did when they were kids, where they were able to go with the school group alone. Like no parents were chaperones, and it was just like school faculty takes you like to do the DC tour, or like most people said they'd done a DC tour. I never did that, where you go to DC and you see the Washington Monument, you go to the Capitol, and you do all this stuff.
especially from here, it's expensive.
Well, it's expensive anywhere you go, and that's
Well,
why
if
they
you're
always
on the
like
East Coast, then they
sponsorship
can
I
trips
didn't
and
even
stuff.
do any of those trips.
Yeah.
You were
It
close.
was
You guys
really-
didn't do that?
No, never.
Maybe they did. You just didn't show up. That
You
day.
take it for granted when it's in your own backyard.
In
but
elementary school, I went, Eric. Okay.
I mean, they
Well, you
also
did?
have,
It's
like,
not.
a-
It's not every.
high school.
It's not free with the school. You have to pay for this trip, obviously.
Yeah.
And you've probably seen kids that say like, "Well, we're trying to raise money to go on this trip to go see blah blah blah." That's what this is. Not the whole school goes. They only have an allotment of a certain amount of kids that can fit in this tour. They can't have 300 kids in the tour.
I just
mean,
assumed it was your class.
well, the 5th grade class,
Yeah.
which is like 7
interesting.
classes.
And you know,
wow.
this was about 5 hours away for me, and probably about 7 for Sam. So it wasn't like an easy trip for us to do as kids. Of course, my family was like, we're going to take a trip
Yeah, well,
to
the
Virginia.
Stats, they had their
Yeah,
own
when you guys
party.
had free time. I mean, think about it. There's so many interesting things that you could see in the United States of America. However, when you get that free time, is that what you're really going to do?
I'm going to the beach.
And that's the point. The
Swim with
point
pigs.
was we have this opportunity with the school to do this in an organized way with a really fantastic tour guide, because the guy that did the tour for me 2 years ago with my oldest did it this year too. He's really informative, and he owns this bus company that there was this crazy stop on the highway, and I was thinking of you, Eric, because you and your anxiety about bathroom insecurity. I don't know if you can do a bus trip. Can you do a bus trip?
If it's those buses
it has a
with
bathroom.
They
It's
have a
nice
bathroom
and
in the back.
roomy.
Well, like Greyhound or
has
those,
TVs.
those cool buses. Yeah, not a school bus.
No, it's nice buses.
I can do that.
But we got stopped up on the highway because unfortunately somebody's car caught on fire. Nobody was hurt, but this car was like legit engulfed in flames. And because we were in a bus and we were elevated, you could see a straight shot to the fiery car, and you could see the firefighters putting it out and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, if I'm going to be stuck in traffic on this highway with nowhere to go because of this car fire, I think this is probably the way to go, because we can stand up and stretch and walk around,
That's
and
true.
there's a bathroom.
And nobody else has that.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just stuck in their car wondering what's happening.
No, good point.
Now,
Yeah.
you just mentioned the school buses. Did you see that report that came out about how HISD, what they spent on school buses? 2 years ago, they said that when they did the math on it, the former administration before this Miles guy came in, they spent $20 million on 175 buses, and they say each bus only averages 17 students on a bus, in a
How
school
many?
bus. Only 17. So
Ours was packed to the brim.
Wait,
ours
say that again,
was.
on average,
They saw
has
that on
only
average
how
with the
many?
amount of buses that they have in HISD, it only averages out to 17
Well, maybe that
riders per
changed
bus.
during, who knows, COVID or something. Maybe parents staying at home. They're taking their kids to school.
Yeah, I mean, because my kids went on a bus before where some
Everything
some kids were
changes.
sitting on the floor. It was so packed.
And when they order the buses, it doesn't take get it that day. That could be 2 years. Mm-hmm. So maybe this deal was happening in 2014 when they had 40 kids, 50 kids on a bus.
Yeah, I remember my
You know what I
school
mean?
bus
Things
was always
change.
packed. Like, we all had to, fight for a seat growing up.
There's speaking of parents and that, I just found out 2 guys from my kid's class, he needed a kidney, and the other parent gave his kidney to him yesterday.
Whoa.
Oh.
I'm like, my
That's
wife's like, would you do
amazing.
that? I'm like,
For a stranger.
yeah,
but they're not
that's-
strangers because you're
parents.
They knew each
Parents,
other
you all
through
hang
parent
out, you know.
organizations.
a girl that your wife knows that went to our school together. She gave her kidney to the school coach
wow.
because he needed one.
And the risk
I think
to
I'd
the
do
person
it.
that
But I
donates.
think- isn't it harder for the person that
Yeah.
gives the
recovery for the person that gives the kidney is more harsh than the person that receives it.
It's like you give it to your dad, but what do you give it to your father-in-law? It's like,
Well, you saw Curb Your Enthusiasm. You must have just seen Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It's from a TV show we watched. Is it really that bad?
There's an
I think I know.
episode where Larry goes over and he thinks the guy's dad died, and then he finds that it's just his father-in-law. He goes, "Oh, it's not as much grief."
Oh my God.
It's not your dad. It's not your dad.
But he said it's harsh. He made a point about it. He's just
I mean, it's not like a dog.
Yeah, this is the same man that attacked Elmo on Today's Show, right?
Yeah,
Got it.
And when we explain it to people,
Yeah,
people
same
are
guy
"I
who
don't watch
attacked
that
Elmo on Today's Show. So you gotta know his humor. All right, coming up next, Beyonce's country song is making waves. It's all over social media, but one of the writers of some of her music is going after her in a lawsuit. Why? You'll find out next. Here's your weather for today.
Here we go. Just a couple weeks ago, it was freezing. Now it's going to be sunshine and 80 today. I mean, only in Houston, Texas. Right now, it's already 60 degrees and 6:11 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Now, y'all ready?
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you guys today at 8 o'clock, we're playing the Roula and Ryan Show Rapid Fire Quiz.
Ooh,
Your
yeah.
chance to see some pretty amazing acrobatics when Cirque du Soleil comes back to town. Corteo is going to be here.
So fun.
February 29th through March the 3rd at the Toyota Center.
I just get excited
Oh
about
my
it.
God. You should be on a Sunny Show.
so fun.
So, no, I'm just
Can't
saying, like,
wait.
that would be
it is
fantastic.
like so fun. It's like the
I wish
best.
I could bend like that.
wish I could do that.
Wish I could do some of those acrobatics.
But on top
Yes,
of that,
that's how
let me
I
get
talk.
to the rodeo tickets
No, it's
we
just
have to
like
give
it's
away.
a great date experience. I really think it's like awesome. Like if you are looking for something fun to do.
It's at the Toyota Center. So
I'm not getting paid by him. I'm just simply saying.
No,
I
just
think
the way you
it's
said
fun.
it, like she's still talking in the middle of it. So fun. It reminded me of those shows like you see on Saturday Night Live.
Tell me something good.
Oh, it's delightful.
These muffins are so tasty. A little dry, though. Okay, and also we've got rodeo tickets. Don't forget for the sounder of the day. You listen for the sounder of the day between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. When you hear that sounder that we reveal at 8 a.m., you need to be the right caller to win a pair of tickets to see the Jonas Brothers.
Delightful.
March 15th. At the
Those
Houston
fellas
Livestock
are
Show and
keen.
Rodeo.
Keen.
I'm really
Who
keen on
uses
those guys.
the word keen?
A lot of people.
Those guys are going places.
Speaking of the rodeo in Houston, unless you have been here, is something people don't understand. When you say, oh, I went to the rodeo in Houston, they just think you're making some generic Texas statement.
Don't you kind of like that though?
No,
Like
because
they're not
they
in
don't
on it. They don't get
understand
it.
what a machine it is and how amazing it is. It's not just a bunch of people that are like maybe a couple hundred getting together looking at some dirt get kicked up by some steer. That is not what the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is. Sam, for you, as someone who's born in Pennsylvania and didn't come here until like, 6 years ago, what would you have imagined when somebody said, I went to the Houston Rodeo would have been? What would your imagination tell you? What's the Houston Rodeo look like?
Not this.
Not
at
this.
all.
Like,
exactly.
When you moved
Thought
here, did
like-
you even go to it, or because that's
I
you were
didn't-
here a few years before you worked?
Did
in
you
radio.
have preconceived notions of it before you got here?
Honest, when I came to Texas, when my husband was like, hey, we're going to move to Texas, I thought I was going to see tumbleweeds always, everywhere. And cowboy boots everywhere, and people on horses and not in cars. That is literally what I thought Texas was
Even
going to be.
in the 2020.
I moved here 2016,
Okay.
and that's
Okay,
what
in
I still
2016,
thought.
you still thought that.
That's
we're
what
all
I
on
thought
horses.
Texas was.
A year before the
funny.
Astros won the World Series. So
Isn't that
That's
weird?
crazy.
That's like that's how I envisioned.
So back in
Texas.
2016, I was, Eric, I'm going to be late to work.
Yes.
Old Bessie's
Yes,
not like
I
she's
was
not
picturing
feeling good
like
this morning.
horses at like Walmart and at the grocery
Well, I
store.
mean, we do have mounted patrol. That is true. I've
no,
seen
but like
somebody
people
get
like
pulled
legit,
over.
like that was your car, and then
Yes.
I would see tumbleweeds everywhere, and then I would have to wear cowboy boots, or like I would not be welcome.
So you are further in what's the word?
I still feel that way.
The stereotype.
I'm just
You are
kidding.
further cementing what people think because they don't understand
Reinforcing
what
the
rodeo
stereotype.
is. Because here's the story. Obviously, you know, Beyonce's Texas Hold'em is taking the charts by storm. And her mom, Tina Knowles, said that, you know, we've always celebrated cowboy culture growing up in Texas. We also always understood that it was not just about belonging to white culture only. In Texas, there's a huge black cowboy culture. Why do you think that my kids have integrated it into their fashion and art since the beginning? When people ask, why is Beyonce wearing cowboy hats? It's really funny. I actually laugh because it's been there since she was a kid. We went to the rodeo every year and my whole family dressed up in Western fashion. It definitely was part of our culture growing up. For Tina Knowles to say that and us to read it, we know what she's talking about, Rodeo Houston. For the rest of the world reading that, they're like, y'all went to rodeos.
Yeah.
Well, y'all went to like some
So they
small
don't get it.
town and looked around a couple stables.
No, she
and-
actually performed at the rodeo as
Yeah,
well.
she performed
Yeah.
at the rodeo.
But Beyonce's mom's spot on. Like, if you look historically, African American cowboys were the first cowboys.
Yeah, there's a bunch of series about that too. That came out the last few years.
Well, Billboard just announced that Beyonce's single, Texas Hold'em, has debuted at #1 on the Hot Country charts. This makes her the first black woman to ever have the top spot, and it follows Tracy Chapman, who just became the first black woman to solely write a #1 country song.
Isn't that sad that we
Thanks
had
to
to
Luke
wait?
Combs and Fast Car in the remake he did.
That we had to wait until 2024 for that to happen.
Well, I
Before,
mean, it's the
you couldn't
truth.
get women
You
on,
could-
on the charts that much.
Yes.
Remember they had the old saying like you couldn't have.
How many
Women performers
female
play on
artists, when they
radio?
would win their awards, would say to the crowd, well, thank you, country radio, for finally recognizing a woman can sing.
Oh wow.
Or thanks, country radio, for acknowledging how many great women there are in this industry. Seems to be a
That's
little
why
behind
My
sometimes.
friend Bobby Bones, he started a whole like he'd do a show where he'd just play female artists, and I think he even had a podcast just for female artists to showcase.
But it's not.
them.
It's not only country music that has that stain because like
That's
I said,
probably the worst
It is the
offender
worst
of all
But
if you look
for
through the
all-
history.
For all women singers or artists. They just weren't. Even when I started in radio, I went to a radio station to audition to do middays. Middays is the shift, like Sam does the midday shift, like in the middle of like lunchtime, and then Audrey Rose takes over. And there was a book. You had to go through this binder, and it would give you like little pointers about how the order of the station goes. And in the binder, it said never play two female artists back to back. If you see on the log, it's called the log of the music, that there is a female artist followed by a female artist, you need to call this number. We need to switch out that song.
No, I
my
remember.
God.
I
This ain't
remember
no
those
Lilith
days.
Fair.
They would not allow two female voices back to back on that radio station, and it wasn't the only radio station doing that.
Oh, they were all doing it. I mean, when I started in radio, that was a big rule. I
That is
remember that.
crazy.
It's like, why? It doesn't make any sense.
Or was the one without the rap or hard music?
Oh, that was a commercial
that
years
was
ago.
mixed. If you want to laugh and you want to see a commercial that looks totally racist,
It's really, if you want to cringe.
It
if
is
you want to
bad.
cringe,
When,
it's
when
cringy.
Mix signed on the air, like in the 90s, if you look at their first commercial
On YouTube.
we take out all the horrible, harsh stuff, and it shows them pulling out like hip hop chains and throwing stuff. I mean, it is just, it's
like a
so cringeworthy.
boombox,
Yeah.
right? And they
It
put
was
the
like a
boombox.
radio they lifted and they took out accessories from the music. And when they represented the hip hop music, it was these giant gold chains. They go, we're taking this out of the music. Like that was like the commercial to show you like they were just like real easygoing sounds.
Oh, it's straight up racist. If you look at this, just you be the judge. Look at it. Just YouTube search that, and you're just going to
That
cringe.
was the 90s.
That was the
wasn't like
90s.
1970.
But, you know, that stuff hasn't, that's what I'm saying. Like we are in 2024 and there are people who still think like this. Why are we surprised?
Yeah.
There will be people in 2044 who still think this way. We are trying to change the narrative. We are trying to do better. We're trying to raise our children to know better and not think the way people did 50 years ago. But unfortunately, there are a lot of little packs of parts of the world that
Because
just
it's
want to think that
It's
way.
learned behavior, and you get people passing it down from generation to generation.
Well, I'm glad that we can now play two female artists back to back.
Can we? I don't know. We just played a female. What's going to be the next
Uh-oh.
one?
Can't play a woman.
Couldn't put a Kelly Clarkson next to a Pink. Can't put a Doja Cat
Price
back
is
to back with
different,
Katy
though.
It's going to
Perry.
be a female. I'm looking ahead.
See, look at that. Bam.
Oh,
Got you.
breaking the barriers.
So we do it.
Let me tell you. Can you guess who it is?
Is there any rap music?
Is it?
Well, we just played Doja Cat, so who the next female
SZA?
will be?
Who do you
Let's think.
No.
let's
Taylor
see.
Swift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Taylor.
Which
you go.
one?
It's going to be.
Keep
is it over
guessing.
now?
This
Cruel
is
Summer?
so fun. Go.
Is it over?
Yeah,
now?
I think I'm with Eric.
Dang. Rula, can you see it?
No.
Oh.
Oh, she
I'm
could.
just
Rula
guessing.
is spot on.
No. I just know what we're playing.
Yeah.
I mean, we played.
That's it.
Well, yeah, it's right there in front of you. That's what.
No, that's not fair.
It's not in front of
I
me.
see purple.
Purple is. That's a commercial. The purples are the commercials.
The push and win at least.
No.
We put up there?
It's not.
Eric's putting his commercial up front.
Anyway, rodeo kicks off February 27th, and guys, we're getting ready for the cook-off too. That's going to be really
Oh, I
something
know.
fantastic.
That's tomorrow.
It's
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Wait, tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah.
Holy
It
smokes!
starts
Yeah,
tomorrow.
sure, Monday.
Oh yeah, it's my Monday because I was off. on
God,
Monday
every
and
year for the last
Tuesday.
couple of years, it's
Tomorrow's
been cold
Thursday,
and
that's
rainy
awesome.
on the. Oh, it's going to be nice tomorrow too. Oh, it's going to be warm.
Sweet.
I mean, it's supposed to be what, 80s today?
It's going to be at 83 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Super
for
warm.
once, the cook-off, it won't be cold and drizzly.
Remember, don't lie to your mate that they're going to know you went there.
Oh, of
You
course,
smell
smell
like
like in the
it.
house, unless you like stop off at the gym and take
Throw
a
your clothes
shower.
away and then take other clothes in your.
Even if you're not anywhere near a
Your
tent
hair.
that has food, you're going to eat where the smoke is going to
You're
get
gonna
you.
reek.
The entire thing is. Let me just explain this real quick for some of our 6 o'clockers who might be new to Houston, maybe, or you've never been to the cook-off. The cook-off right now, if you were to drive on 610 over by NRG, you are going to see all these giant tents being put together and erected for all these different companies that have sponsored these. It's basically a giant party. Some tents are bigger than others. Some tents are like event tents where it's going to fit like over 1,000 people. Some tents are like little smaller tents. They have special guests that come in, maybe 50 or 60 of them. But all of these tents are sponsored by somebody, and they are providing food and entertainment and drinks. The actual cook-off itself, there's a general admission ticket to get onto the grounds of the cook-off and go to the carnival, but you cannot get into one of those private tents
You have to have
unless
a
you have a
band.
ticket or a wristband from the people who are sponsoring the tent to allow you to go in as a guest. Some have bigger deals than others. I've been to tents that look like country clubs inside, like
Yeah.
clubs that are country, not country
They have
clubs.
tent
like golf.
bouncers.
Clubs that are country.
That would be cool. Have
There's a
golf
public
simulator in there. I bet there is one.
There's a what tent, Kevin?
There's a public tent too.
Yes, there is a public tent and there's a public food you can get. It's like a free barbecue sandwich. But if you're looking to like for the teams, I'm not really sure where they're cooking still.
Yesterday, because our next segment is What's Up Your Butt Wednesday.
Yes.
Because we talked about that guy in spring that was...
Had antiques, he put up his kilt.
Yeah.
He was keystring them,
yes.
as Eric
He was
said.
stealing them, right?
No, he wasn't
no,
stealing
put
them.
them back.
He put them up his kilt
rubbing
for
them.
pleasure, and then he put them back on the shelf.
I wish he was stealing them.
Ew.
Yeah, it's foul.
Ew.
Yeah, so then we're like, let's ask the medical. What are some weird things you've seen in the medical world?
Right.
It doesn't have to be keystering and stuff. It could be just...
Wait, you asked that yesterday? You want to ask it now?
We
No,
want
we're
to ask
setting
it
up for
now.
today for What's Up Your Butt Wednesday.
Okay. Oh, should I say Wednesday? Yes. 713-390-KRBE. I'm
still on
off
Monday
on my
over here.
day.
Yeah,
I know. It's my
gotta
Monday
be
today.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
713-390-KRBE. Okay, radiologists and doctors and
And it could be
nurses.
anything. It doesn't have to be that. It could be something you just saw.
what's
that was
just
strange.
something
What'd you see inside the
weird
body cavity?
and strange? We're going to hear from you, medical professionals, at 713-390-KRBE.
Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE with more of the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's been a long time since we've done our award-winning segment, What's Up Your Butt
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday.
Our Marconi.
What did you find in the body cavity? Is really
Great
what
moments in
It's
radio.
supposed to be just you see things in the medical world. What are weird things you see?
Radiologists,
And then there are
ORs,
excuses.
So then it ends up
nurses,
being about-
doctors.
That stuff. It could be anything. in the medical world.
713-390-KRBE. What did you see in a person's body cavity? What is?
It doesn't have to be the body cavity,
You
though. It
don't have to say it like that, Rula.
doesn't have to be, but I mean, it's
Hold
welcome.
on a second, Eric. You're telling me you want people to call us about weird things they've seen in the OR?
There's
It
always-
has nothing to do with that.
No, I
being
mean, we
in their
don't want to hear
bodies?
like a call like, well, they had chicken pox. That's boring. I mean,
That's
we
what
want to
I'm
hear,
saying.
we want to
We
hear like
want-
strange
But
things
there's
that they've
weird things. Maybe
witnessed.
the person stood up in the middle of the surgery. They were like cutting them open, and the guy stood up and said, "Hey,
Hey, I'm still awake.
like some crackers."
Well, then
That's weird,
well,
right?
then the question is,
We always started it out that way. That's how it was started. 'Cause
It's
we
just
said,
a catchy name, Rula.
what's something crazy that's happened in your OR?
but somehow it always went to the butt. I don't know why.
Oh my god.
It went to the back because we started that way.
No,
you
we
know
didn't.
why?
No,
yes,
we
we
didn't.
did.
It's in your butt.
Isabel, the school, summer school, radio school mom thought of
nope,
that.
I know this for a fact because
She named the segment, Eric.
because we already did this segment on the air trying to ask medical because we're like, hey, the medical people, they're down there's 100,000 people, they see a lot of stuff. They have to be in by 7, so let's ask them about some crazy things they've seen, and then it started becoming butt stuff.
And then she said, "What's up your butt?"
That's when she came and said you should call it that. It wasn't that. We did not all of a sudden just say let's call it What's Up Your Butt. It
Didn't
came-
we talk about the Appalachian emergency room skit from SNL? We were talking about that.
That's what we
Oh,
came
I just
up
fell
with
in
that.
this cotton ball container. I don't know how it got up there. Okay, well,
So let's see. We got some calls. Let's see if it's.
Yeah, if it's butt related.
oh my God, it's cavity related, or is it standing up in the middle of surgery? I'm gonna guess it's cavity related. Hi, Annette.
Most
Welcome
likely.
to the Roula and Ryan Show. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So,
Does yours have to do with any part of the body?
Yes, and it's not the lower half.
Okay.
Oh,
see?
okay.
well, there we go.
Tell us
So-
about it, Annette. Do you work in the medical field?
I did many, many moons ago. Now I'm not in the medical field anymore.
Okay,
but
so what'd you witness?
I did it the early 2000s. I worked for an ophthalmologist, and this was in another city. So the person is in the
I'm already
clear here.
gripping my eyes. Whatever you're going
Roula's-
to say, I'm already grossed out.
what do you
It
witness
is
at the
gross.
eye doctor?
It is
Ooh,
gross. So
good.
I went in to check eye pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't use the puff of air. We used a little probe that actually touched the eye. So I had to get really close looking through my machine to see their eyeball. And I see stuff in the patient's lashes, and I'm like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was lice. So I run out to the doctor. I'm like, hey, you need to come check this really quick. I excuse myself politely from the patient.
Eyelash lice.
Hold on real quick. Did the patient have fake eyelashes or real eyelashes?
No, this was before fake eyelashes.
Okay.
It was early 2000s, and they were real. And he comes back in to take a look at her, and he excuses himself, and he's like, okay, so we're going to treat. And I'm like, how does he know what he's treating? Like, he didn't even talk to her. It was crap.
She had crabs in her eyelashes.
Isn't that lice?
Oh my God! How did you get that in your lashes?
Oh, I think
It's a
we
different
know.
different breed of creature, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
similar.
What do you do then? Do you back away and like, okay, tell them?
No, we shut down the room and sterilized
That
it.
sounds
Yeah, yeah, you don't want to.
Oh man.
What's
Then
the
you're the
treatment?
next
Eye
patient.
drop that takes care of that, or you got to like laser their?
Think about that, though.
I don't even know what he recommended. I was like, I'm out. We knew exactly what was happening. We had to prep to sterilize.
Yeah,
the
you
room.
could have caused somebody's
Okay.
marriage to break up. A guy goes in to get his eyes checked, babe, really, I got crabs from the ophthalmologist.
I'll be like, sure. Nobody will believe
Maybe
that.
that's why she was there, to have an excuse of how she got them.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. I was
there you go.
ophthalmologist. That's what I got.
That's pretty smart.
Wow, Annette, that's
That'd be embarrassing to have to tell them that, too.
why is everyone rubbing their eyes
That's
right
like
now?
the
That
toilet
is-
seat rumor. I mean, like how in the world?
Hey, guess what? Isabel's on the phone. Welcome, Isabel, to the Rule and Ryan Show. What's so special about Isabel? She named What's Up Your Butt Wednesday.
Hey.
Hi, Isabel.
Hi, good morning.
Do you just laugh every
clear
time
up
we
the
talk about
history.
this?
You love to be part of this.
Yes, I do. I mean, when I die, I want it to be remembered that this was my greatest accomplishment in the world.
Do you want that on your tombstone?
Oh, gosh,
Yes.
Isabel. So, Isabel,
Oh, she's
can
also
you-
the voice of the Lister Line intro.
I know y'all keep using my name, and I'm like, no, don't say my name, but it's okay.
Yeah. She's
Wait,
like,
which one?
screw you, clown.
Oh, that's
Yes,
you?
That's her.
Yes,
I've been
hello.
discovered.
Gosh, I
Screw
didn't
you,
know that was
Christina.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
that's
that's
before we
me
had
too.
that sound drop from you that we were in here with your child.
Yep, that's her.
How many years
Yeah.
ago was your child in radio school here on the Rule and Ryan Show?
It's been a while because she's going to be 23 this year.
Oh my
So
God.
at least 10 years ago. It was open
Yeah.
to kids going into 6th grade, 7th grade, or 8th grade.
Yeah.
Okay, so Isabel,
Yeah.
tell us the genesis of that segment. Were we already doing the segment, like Eric says, or was it
Yes,
something else?
y'all were talking about it, and I don't know. My creative mind just decided to text in, what is this? What's Up Your Butt Wednesday? And then I think Eric liked it and laughed, and that's where y'all started continuing the segment.
Yeah.
That's what it was. She heard it.
See,
And then she
thank
goes,
you for
and then you came
schooling
up,
us.
And then I think your child came up here, and that's when you said,
Yes,
I came
and
up with
she
that.
told y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then your child was part
Yeah.
of our school, and then when you guys the last day we bring all the parents into the studio.
Yes,
We
I was
met you.
there.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
how it
I get a
happens.
kick out of your listener. We try and get as many of your listener lines in, but you never disappoint.
What's your daughter's name, Isabel?
Lisa Marie.
Lisa
Okay.
Marie.
That's how you remember her, yeah.
Yes, because I know we've had a Shania after Shania Twain and a Prince after Prince. Now you got
Yes.
Lisa Marie. Should never forget that.
Yeah.
Wow, Isabel. Well, thanks for the idea.
Thank you for proving me right. I knew it for once. Because Rula's got elephant brain. She can remember
I
everything.
remember everything, and I remember.
Yeah.
I remember you said I'm the one that thought of that, but I didn't remember we were already doing it, or
But
we
just
were
because I know
kicking it
Rula,
around.
if I pitched that idea, she would have said no right away.
Yeah.
But
And
What's-
knowing
to say what's
that-
up your butt?
sometimes
Yeah.
Rula says I worked in the medical field. I never worked in the medical field. Just, I don't know. Just my mind
Oh,
popped
okay.
up
You
in
never
there.
worked in the medical field. I thought you did.
Nope, she just came up with a great
No.
title.
Okay. What is your job, Isabel? I'm just curious. What do you do for a living?
I'm an administrative assistant for.
You don't have to say where.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
For something.
I work downtown.
Anybody
okay.
ever have stuff stuck in their tuchus?
You're
At your
awesome.
job?
No, I
coming
hope
into
not,
work
not
like
there.
Not
If
there.
they do, I don't want to know.
Isabel, thank you. Have a great
All right,
day.
thanks. You have a good day.
Have a great day.
Oh, look at that. We're out of time. No more butt calls. Here we go.
Darn.
It's time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Kev, you travel out a hobby from time to time, don't you?
I'm about to do it on Thursday.
I just did it last
Okay.
night.
So nearly a year after Houston City Council decided to boot the Pappas restaurant from Hobby,
Oh, yeah.
Velvet Taco has opened its first airport location at Hobby. They have more than 40 U.S. locations.
I want to give a shout out to, I believe it's the Hubcap girl who listens to the Roula and Ryan show. They're listening to us now. I know they are. If you're sitting there ordering your breakfast,
Who's the Hubcap
With the
girl?
mimosa.
With the
Hubcap
mimosa.
Grill is inside Hobby.
Hubcap Grill.
yes,
Yeah.
I have
Ryan
sat
is a
around that
girl.
bar many a times listening to myself. And I'm like,
Where are they located at?
Right when you go through security, it's like one of the first places you see.
you know what? I think it's a little bit deeper
Is that
into
where
it.
Pappas Burger used to be?
I don't know what you
Oh,
see
I
there,
don't
which
know.
one
Like
used to
to
be
the
there.
right
but
when you go
I'm
in,
gonna
you go to
guess
the
it was
left of the
Pappas.
terminal, you go to the right past
Well, more
the-
than one place went in.
So when you go in, I believe you go in and go to the right and go about halfway down the terminal.
Yeah, that's where.
And then there's some more
Further
gates
in.
after it. Yes, across from the
Southwest.
restrooms.
Yeah, that's where Pappas Burger used to
Oh, okay.
And so it's just so funny because one time the lady sitting next to me was like, I don't understand this. These voices don't match up with the TV anywhere. I was like, yeah, it's not the TV. So thank you, Javi.
Okay, so the Harris County Sheriff's Office has charged a North Harris County man with cockfighting on his property. Officials seized more than 115 birds. They charged the property owner with a misdemeanor. I can't believe this is only a misdemeanor.
Can't believe this is still happening.
I know. They issued several citations to other people in attendance. Investigators found several areas used as fighting rings.
That means people actually were interested
People
to
are
watch
attending.
this. That's
Yeah.
why he had so many of these birds.
This is so barbaric.
I don't understand.
Some people, it's like
115
their culture, they grew up
birds.
with it. Oh, they think it's normal.
to
Doesn't
watch
make it
birds try and
okay.
kill each other.
Watching birds fight to the death.
Disgusting.
I don't get it.
Yeah. And finally, this is sad because, Roula, you remember we both were growing up watching the Rockets win the championship. Former Houston Rockets player Robert Reed passed away at the age of 68. He was instrumental in helping the Rockets get their first 2 NBA final appearances. So
What did he pass away from?
it doesn't say what he passed away from, but
Yeah,
he
do they
just-
know yet?
Here
or-
in Houston, or did he live somewhere else?
Yeah, no, here in Houston is it just did. That's all the story is that he passed away on Monday. So that's sad. I love that Rockets team, the greatest Rockets team of all time, 94 through 96. They're amazing. That's what's going down in H-Town.
Coming up next, Special K's got a prank call.
All right, so she works in the medical field, just like some of the folks you were just speaking to. She had to run real hard for Cold Blue and twisted her meniscus. Now,
Twisted her meniscus?
Yeah, whose fault is that? I mean, she's running cattywampus. You can see it on the video.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. It's not my fault you run crazy.
Right.
Okay,
Don't
let's hear this prank call next on the Rule and Ryan Show.